What's up, everybody, and welcome to another session of the Let's Talk show by Interlingua. As usual, I am Mike Reese, your host for the evening, and today we will cover I want to say social topic, but it's also a very personal one. Vegetarian me. The thing that I've learned about this is that it's deeper than anyone would think because it involves a lot of issues, not problematic issues, just like things to talk about. For example, have you noticed that more and more people are becoming vegetarians, are becoming vegans? They are dropping our everyday diet. Why? Well, that's the object. That's the goal for today. That's the reason we're making this. Today we have two guests that have developed taste for vegetarian diet and for vegan diet. There are some particular cases that you will find out throughout this hour, so stick with us and be sure to leave in the comment anything that you would like to share. Have you gotten a personal experience with a vegetarian person? Have you ever considered becoming vegan or vegetarian? Mm? After that, just tune in because we have a very, very, very special show and we have brand new guests. So, making her debut over here in the Let's Talk show, let's bring out Letty. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, hello.
Hello, Letty. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Let's Talk show.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now you're welcome. You're very welcome. So tell me, my dear, because I your particular case, it's quite interesting. But to begin, tell me, how long have you been a vegetarian?
Okay. How long? I was born this way. Sometimes people think that it's hard to believe, but no, not really. I was born this way. I have never liked meat whatsoever. Even when I was a child, my mom forced me to eat meat because of the protein and things like this. But no, I was born this way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ever since you were a baby, ever since you were a kid,
Yes.
you, I mean, did meat disgust you or you just weren't interested at all?
Well, when you are a child, you don't have an opinion about it. The only thing I knew is that I didn't like the smell or the taste,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
or the taste. So actually, no, I never liked it. My mom, like I mentioned before, she forced me to eat meat. So believe me, I tried pork, beef, seafood, fish, liver, and the more my mom made me eat it, the more I hate it. So it is not a matter of my mom forcing me eating meat. It's just that
Okay.
I never liked not even the smell, not even the
Wow.
smell. But that's when I was a child, and like I mentioned before,
Okay.
you don't have an opinion about it.
All right.
But when you start growing up, then you start having an opinion. So when I was around like 20 years old or maybe 16, 17 years old, I started to quit and said, no more, no more. Nobody's going to force me to eat something like this.
Is anyone else in your family also a vegetarian or was also born this way?
No, it was only me.
You're the only one.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. I was the only one. My mom, my dad, and my siblings, are meat eaters. They're carnivores, all of them. So I was the only one. So my mom couldn't understand how come I didn't like meat.
Wow, since you were the only one, uh, let me put it to you this way: have you ever felt throughout your life like an outsider, not only within your family, but also with people that you were friends with, that you are friends with? Oh, what's that like?
A little bit. When I was younger, yes, I felt like this, like that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I didn't feel comfortable because everybody was like, "What? You don't want to have this steak? That's impossible. Here, try it. Or pork, try it. It's delicious." They couldn't understand. They couldn't understand my disgust about meat. You know what I mean? But now that I am more into becoming a little bit vegan, not exactly vegan because it's not easy for me, and I started to do some research, I feel more comfortable. And what I do, for example, what I started to do, not to feel bad or make people feel bad about about me being vegetarian, is that I normally carry something to it that is not meat. For example,
Okay.
when I have lunch or dinner, or my friends invite me to to their house for a celebration or something, I normally take my meal. My family already understands it, and also my close friends also understand it, and everybody's happy.
But like, I mean, like you mentioned, whenever you go out to dinner with some friends or even with your family, I mean, you don't like you don't pick anything from the menu, like perhaps a salad or like a.
When we go to a restaurant, yes, and there is always something a vegetarian can eat. Now restaurants are more flexible about it, a lot more flexible about it, because no matter what you ask for example, I can order I don't know, enchiladas suizas stuffed with cheese instead of chicken. No, for example, so you can make some changes. They are willing to make some changes. Instead of chicken, they can put some cheese. So I have no
You
problem with that.
mentioned you mentioned a keyword that leads me to my next question: cheese, and you also mentioned that veganism, it's not for you. Could you give me some information? Why? Please.
Okay. Once I tried to be vegan, and I was successful for a couple of months. I quit everything: yogurt,
Wow.
ice cream, cream cheese, milk, everything, even cheese. I was successful for a couple of months, but then I couldn't because of the cheese. I love cheese. I don't know. Some people think that it is. Some people tell me that it is because of protein. Do you know what I mean? My
Yeah.
body is asking for some animal protein, and that is the only way I can get it, considering that I do not eat meat.
Did you know that there are actually, well, nowadays there are plant-based protein?
Yes.
I found out and I tried them. I mean, not exactly my number one pick, but I was cool with that. Like
Okay.
I was like, it sort of tastes like the actual stuff without being the actual stuff, but I mean, it does the job. Like for
Uh-huh.
example, and also like I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Uh, what about in your case, soy meat? Like, would you try a hamburger? Because I love hamburgers. Would you try a
I
soy hamburger?
I buy them. I buy them. In these packages, I buy meat.
Yeah.
I buy soy meat. I buy hamburgers and also what would be the equivalent to longaniza, but soy.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And
Yes.
you can prepare that type of meat with a quesadilla. I mean, they are delicious. There's nothing
They
wrong with it.
they
And in
do the
fact,
job.
exactly, that's correct. You should try, or at least once, just
Yeah.
once. Don't say no just because the package says that it's soy. And no, don't say no. Just try it. And they also sell this type of meat that you can cook with tomato and onion, like carnitas, and the flavor is pretty similar. And not only that, I was surprised. Once my sister told me, let's have a hamburger at Burger King. And I said, I would find fries. I would ask, I would order fries. But then I saw that they are selling the Whopper Vegetal.
Oh
It's a
yes.
soy hamburger.
Yeah. They do.
Uh huh.
They do.
Exactly.
I assume that that's a breeze of fresh air for a lot of veggies out there. That I mean, because eating a hamburger, it's an experience. I love. I'm sorry, I love them, but I have also like tried other alternatives like vegan burgers, portobello hamburgers, and
Uh huh.
like again, they wouldn't be my number one pick, but I mean, I wasn't mad about them. I was like, oh, they actually are good. They actually do the job, like I mentioned. But coming back from going back to your restriction of animal protein, have you ever gotten health issues related to your nutrition?
Nope. Actually, it's quite the contrary. Quite
Wow.
the contrary. I don't get sick. Very rarely. I cannot remember, honestly, I cannot remember when was the last time I had a fever or a cold or a stomach infection. Not even that.
Oh
Not
man.
even that. Honestly, I cannot remember when was the last time. And people who are close to me, like friends or family, or even coworkers, for example, the coworkers at in previous companies, they were like, "You never get sick," and I said, "Why would I get sick?" Do you know what I mean? So no, I haven't. I never feel weak or lack of energy, or no, actually not.
And speaking a little bit more about what you consume, tell me what are the things that can never be left out in, let's say, your kitchen, your cupboard, your refrigerator? What are the things that always have to be there? Your essentials.
Okay, my essentials:
Yeah.
soy milk, soy milk, fruit, vegetables, all kinds of beans, all kinds of beans, all kinds of seeds and cereal. But cereals not like Kellogg's, like the natural way, like oatmeal, amaranth, things like this. Okay, not crispy, not chocolate crispy, so not that type of cereal, but real cereal, natural cereal, guys. And of course, like I mentioned before, fruit, because you can make all kinds of milkshakes with soy milk, fruit, and you can mix them with all kinds of nuts. There are a lot of things that you can have like essentials no matter what. There should be something of it in my kitchen.
The purpose of your participation so far has been successful because my intention was to, through you, let our viewers know that having a vegetarian nutrition doesn't necessarily have to be boring or just eating lettuce with tomato.
Mm,
Like there
yeah.
are plenty of things that you can consume. You can still have fun with your food, and of course, your body is going to thank you for it. Letty, and I also thank you for your participation today. It has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike, for having me. Thank you for inviting me. Have a very beautiful day.
You too, my dear. You're
Okay.
always welcome here. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
And for our viewers, stick around because we have more information about vegetarianism, veganism, only here in the Let's Talk show. We'll be back. Thank you so much for sticking around, everybody. We are back with more of the Let's Talk show, speaking about vegetarianism. We had our first guest already. Now let's bring out the second one. She also has a very particular case that I'm sure you will find interesting. So without further ado, let's bring out Nikki making her debut right here in the Let's Talk show. Hey Nikki, good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm going. I'm cool. Just existing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak a little bit about your particular case. So,
Thank
as I understand, there was a moment in your life in which you adopted a vegan diet. You shared with us a little bit about that.
um, I at that time was in a primary school teaching kids of third grade, and we were talking about the planet and looking after the planet, being environmentally aware, and decisions that we could make uh, to to help the planet, shall we say. And I had a lot of ideas, and I was sharing them with the kids. They had a lot of ideas. And then I thought, how can I be talking about saving the planet if I am eating meat and chicken and fish, which are, beef, especially in my country anyway, is highly pollutant. So I was like, what, how can I stand in front of these kids and talk about saving the planet if I am not making conscious decisions to help the planet by eating meat, etc. That's why I decided to become a vegan.
And what was the hardest part of adopting that lifestyle, if there were any difficulties at all?
Hardest part, my boyfriend, because he loves tacos, and I used to
Oh,
do tacos with him, and then he obviously, when I couldn't eat meat anymore, it was just a big whole thing.
oh, so it got in the way of your social relationships. Did this only happen uh, at that in that particular situation? Because
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, because we used to go to tacos all the time, tacos de suadero, del pastor. And so when I stopped eating meat, there were not those same trips to eat tacos. Barbacoa, imagine.
I know. Yeah, I know. Have you tried? I mean, I found out. I recently found out. I mean, the thing that I was saying in the previous bit of the show is that, lately I've been quite fun on investigating certain alternatives for different treats, different dishes oriented to, vegan diet or low calories. And I have found out that there are actual vegan tacos. Have you tried them?
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
So you do recommend them then?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but Vegan Inc. is one restaurant. It's in Polanco, and then the tacos. Like my favorite tacos were Forever Vegan. Oh my god!
Okay.
And the tacos al pastor, right?
Hmm.
My boyfriend loved them. Loved them. So, they have this stamp of, or the seal of approval from a meat eater. I mean, it's amazing.
Is
100.
anyone else okay? Is anyone else in your family also a vegan, or
No,
someone close to you?
no.
No. Oh my goodness. Do you sometimes feel like, I don't know, apart from everybody else, or you just manage to get along with it?
Well, it had its moments, like, and I have recently met a family, like mom, dad, daughter, that have decided to go vegan. And they are encountering similar difficulties to what I had, which is when you go to a party, like you go to your friend's party or your
Yeah.
family uh, reunion or whatever, there's not always food for you. So you take your own food. So you take your little Tupperware and you take your own food so that you can eat and participate. I don't know if they are as extreme. I would consider myself at one point, I was quite extreme. Um, like I would investigate every single thing I picked up. I would read the ingredients, and then if there was something I didn't know or didn't understand, I would investigate right there in the supermarket and find out what it was. And there are a lot of hidden animal products in the food that we eat every day. And some of this stuff, especially in artificial coloring of sweets and candy and stuff like that, their processes have sometimes involved animal testing or involved some kind of animal part in their production, which before becoming vegan, I didn't even think about that. But then when I became vegan, it's all of this consumer information that we don't have access to. Not to worry, you know.
Which product was the most shocking for you? Like, oh my god, I used to eat this a lot, and I had no idea that this had animal parts, or animals were involved in the process of this particular thing.
Any candy, because I love candy, I really do. And then
Me
I
too.
found that the majority of the candy that had red food coloring in it
Uh huh.
has animal parts, part of
Wow.
the process. I don't know how or why, but part of its process involves animals. And I was just like, are you kidding? Seriously? you know? So it was really weird for me because I just thought it would be dye. I didn't think that it would actually be some part of some animal. So yeah, it was
I'm also curious about you. Uh, I'm going to ask you one same question that I asked to the previous guest because I'm also curious. What is a thing that, well, at that time, that was an essential for you to have in your kitchen, in your cupboard, maybe your refrigerator? What was the thing that was always there or had to be there?
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
I kind of like it a lot. I kind of like that a lot.
Olive oil had I put olive oil. I still put olive oil on everything, but olive oil. 100% olive oil.
I
Can't live.
strongly recommend it as well. I strongly recommend it as well. It makes you, it doesn't make you look like, bloated after you prepare something with it. So, all right. Now, the cherry on top. As I understand, you dropped your vegan nutrition regime.
Mhm.
What made you take that decision?
The COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
Because I live in a very small town and supermarkets weren't opening or it was very limited. I was also working and it just became very complicated because I don't live in the city. So, getting that whole servicio a domicilio, like home delivery,
Yeah.
not a thing. Not a thing at all. Like about a half from the nearest supermarket. So I had to shop locally, shopping locally, but it's the same thing. It's potatoes, it's celery, it's spinach, it's carrots, it's and we were in lockdown for over a year. It got boring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember it. Definitely. Whew.
I couldn't have ice cream because all of the ice cream here in the village is made from cow. So I was just like, you know what? Give me some chocolate, man. I want ice cream, And so that's what happened. It just became monotonous, and
Okay.
have those same treats that I wanted to, like Sour Patch Kids. Oh, I missed those.
Oh,
And they are 100%. And I live in a village. Nobody sells them here. Nobody. You get Carlos Quinto. You get
chocolate. Milk chocolate.
exactly. You don't really get anything else. Yeah, you just get those things. I was like, want Sour Patch Kids.
And did your body resent that? Getting back to the all you can eat regime. Did you had some like probably health issues adapting again?
Oh, yes. I wouldn't
Oh my
say
gosh.
health issues, but I felt like after I ate meat the first time, I was on the bathroom straight away. Like it just went straight through me. And and I still can't eat that much meat because it does the same thing. Chicken, nah. But yeah, there was a little adaptation period coming back to eating meat, which I still don't eat a lot of meat, but yeah, there was some hiccups, shall we say.
I understand. Uh, uh, are you planning to, go back to those habits, or you just feel just fine right now?
I know I'm definitely going to transition back. Like when I first started. I did it literally over the weekend. So I went, I left school on Monday. I told the kids, I didn't eat meat or anything. So it was literally night and day. No, but this time it will probably be a little smoother.
Of course. So it is basically a lifestyle for you.
Yes.
All
The
right.
When I was 100% vegan, I had
Mm-hmm.
energy. I slept better. I was awake, shall we say? Things were clearer, things were easier. My energy levels were up. I felt in my body lighter. Like I don't know if it happens to everybody, but when I eat meat, I feel like heavy. Like when I was vegan.
All righty. Well, Nikki, thanks a lot for everything that you shared.
You're
I
very
found I found your case quite interesting and good for the content of the show. Thank you so much for being here, and you are welcome here anytime.
thank
Looking
you.
forward to see you again. Have a good afternoon, and that's for you too, for all of our viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to participate in the comments, leaving your questions or leaving anything that you want to share with us. You are part as well of the Let's Talk show. Nikki was with us. Eric Rios was in the controls. I am Mike Reese. Goodbye, mwah, and good night.